Hey, this is Flash52 here with a trailside update. I'm at mile 636 on the Appalachian Trail, and I wanted to share some tips with you on one of the things that's a part of doing a through hike. And this is the video about how to poop in the woods. That's right, how to poop in the woods. It's something that some people have concerns about. It's really not that big of a deal. And if you're going to be out hiking through the wilderness, it's something that you got to get used to doing. And hopefully you can do it right, using some of the tips I'm going to share with you here today. First off, if you can avoid going out into the woods, do that. One of the reasons that it's a good idea to get in the habit of going first thing in the morning is that oftentimes when you're hiking, you're at a shelter, and many of the shelters, except in Tennessee, have a privy. It's a outhouse, a little bit remote, but much easier and much better solution really than going in the woods. So if you are going to go hiking, get in the habit of going in the morning each day, and if you are hiking, then the thing to do is go to the privy and take care of your business there, and you can avoid having to do your business out in the woods. So if you are in a situation where you need to do your business in the woods, first off, make sure that you come prepared. The biggest part of that is bringing plenty of good, high quality toilet paper. If you're going to be out hiking and you got to deal with pooping in the woods, why not bring something like Charmin? That's what I use. Picking the right location. Someplace off the trail where people aren't going to see you is always nice. 200 feet off the trail is what they ask that you do to keep it away from other hikers, obviously. And you also want to look and make sure that you're not near any water sources. So you would not want to poop in the woods right above a stream or a pond or anything where the rainwater could eventually wash some of what you leave there down into the water supply. So having said that, where do you pick the right spot to poop in the woods? Well, I've got a couple of methods here I'm going to share with you. And the key part of what you're going to do is you're going to dig a hole in the ground that's at least 6 inches deep. Well, where do you dig that hole? Well, I found a couple of ways of doing it. If you find a small tree like this and you dig your hole kind of a couple feet out from the tree, then it's a little bit easier to squat down. Don't worry, I'm not going to actually do it. Squat down like this, and then you can do your business and then use the tree for support. That's one method. The other method is one I'll show you right over here. See if I can turn my camera where you can see it, and you'll notice I have my toilet paper out and ready there on the log. And this is the log method, and I've dug a 6-inch deep hole right down here. It's a little below the camera. It's right here. And the idea with this method here is that you can use the log for support like this, and then kind of squat down over the hole like this. And I found that this is my preferred method. So, okay. Having pointed out that part, let me show you a couple other things here. Obviously having, good toilet paper and plenty of it handy nearby. I also use something called dry towels, and they're available on Amazon. They're little pellets. It's about the size of a nickel, a little bit thicker. And what you do is I just take a little bit of water out of my Camelback, and there's no water in here. It's completely compressed down. But when you put a little bit of water on your hand in it, it turns into a wet wipe. So, presto, I've got not only toilet paper, but I've got a wet wipe. And one of the things that I found hiking is that if you can have something like a wet wipe, then it leaves you with that nice, clean, fresh, cool feeling, if you know what I mean. So, having said that, you do your business. You do it, away from water supplies, 200 feet off the trail. You can use some of the different methods I've shared with you. Once you get done pooping in the hole, you're going to cover it back up with dirt. And what I like to do, in addition to burying it with dirt, is I like to look around ideally and find a good-sized rock and put it right on top of where I buried everything. If I can't find a rock, I'll find a log or a piece of dead wood or something like that to put on top there. The reason for that is that animals crazy as it seems, they sometimes want to dig down, and I don't know what they do. They're interested in what you left there. And the last thing you want is an animal digging down and pulling your toilet paper up and storing it around the woods and ruining the wilderness. So there you have it, a different, I know, trail site update, but it's definitely a part of through hiking the Appalachian Trail or any wilderness hike you're going to go on. And I found that once you get used to it, it's really uncomfortable at first, but once you get used to it, it's really not a big deal. And I always look for other opportunities, the privies at the shelters, as I mentioned, and if I hike through any kind of a state park or area, recreation area or campground that the trail oftentimes skirts those or goes through them, I will look to see if there is an outhouse or a restroom there, and I'll use that if I'm hiking through there. You know, whether I have to go or not, I go in and give it a try. So there you go. I'm a little comfortable sharing this with you, but I know that I had heard from someone else a few tips before I went out, and it helped me out a lot. And for those of you who are going to be going out hiking, I wanted to share with you some ideas that could help you with your hike, make it a little easier for you. And for those of you who are following along my trip on the Appalachian Trail, I want to give you the true, real experience of the Appalachian Trail, so you get to see everything here. Thanks for tuning in.